Hey, what's up guys? Ripley here. Welcome to another episode of Pro Tactics. Last time we worked on aim and angle tactics to learn crosshair placement, jiggle peeking, angle peek distance, and how to properly hold angles. This time we're going to talk about fluid movement and room clearing. So let's get into it. Let's talk about fluid movement and what that means. You can practice this in casual or ranked games, but I'm just going to be showing you in a custom game here. Fluid movement is important for everyone, but it is especially important for entry fraggers. Since they are mobile and usually the first ones heading in, you want to move fast and smoothly. As you can see, I'm running around Chalet. I'm checking rooms and leaning as I move around corners. This will give me that extra view I wouldn't have when standing straight up. As I enter rooms, I keep my eyes mostly forward and just scan the mid-level of the screen for movement or a player model hiding. I'm not scanning too thoroughly since I'm trying to move quickly. Always be at your ready and don't get too focused on traversing the maps. You want your main focus to be reacting when you see someone. The fluid movement should come natural with little practice. It might help just to run around the maps and listen to some music, just swinging around corners and checking all the rooms. Be ready to react and take cover depending on the situation. Next, I want to talk about a technique called slicing the pie. I'm sure most of you have heard of it, considering it's a very popular police and military technique used for clearing unknown areas. This is just something I do naturally as part of fluid movement since it's so integral to Rainbow Six and many other FPS games, but if you don't use this, you really should start. What you do is start at a small angle peeking from the side of a door or window, for example, then move in a half circle motion around the outside of the door or window. This allows you to control smaller angles and portions of a room at a time, instead of just running straight up to a room and having to scan the whole room at once. That's terribly unsafe. Now in real life or perhaps other games you would do this slowly, but this is Rainbow Six Siege, and we have peeker's advantage. Not to mention tons of people holding angles on doors or using cams. Sometimes you can get away with doing this slowly, but most of the time they will know you're coming. So I recommend doing this quickly. If you expect someone to be in the room, make sure you aim down sights. That way you just have to snap to them and fire, instead of wasting extra time ADSing in. Here's a tactic I feel like everyone should know about by now if you've been playing Siege for a while, but if you don't, it's going to change your life. This tactic is called silent dropping. I'm sure you've heard the loud noise you make when dropping from a hatch. This is bad because the enemy knows to peek you when you drop. If you go prone right as you hit the ground, you will make little to no noise. They won't be able to hear you drop as easily, and this is going to give you an advantage. Make sure you use this. If you don't, it's a big mistake. I'll let you listen to the difference here. Keep in mind it sounds slightly different from my perspective than to someone in the other room. Moving on to pre-fires. This tactic is huge in this game because of the way the servers communicate. If you use pre-fires, it's going to give you a huge advantage against those who don't. This is a somewhat hard tactic to learn when to use and remember to use. It's easy to forget to pre-fire something or know when you should. So, pre-firing is pretty self-explanatory, but what you do is start firing your gun as you peek a corner or doorway, for example. If you know where the enemy is, great, just aim at them. If you don't know where they are, just fire as you peek around the cover, scan the room quickly, then adjust your aim and peek back while firing. Sometimes you just have to chance it and hope someone is there. Better safe than sorry, but this definitely works best when you know someone is there and you can capitalize on the kill, because then you aren't giving away your position for no reason. So make sure you use callouts from your team and sound to give you knowledge of when to pre-fire. I've been shot by many pre-fires in my Rainbow Six career. Trust me, your enemies are going to feel silly when getting killed by this, but it's a tactic just the same, so make sure you use it. The last thing we will cover today is common spots. Knowing these are critical for room clearing. Humans are creatures of habit and tend to sit in the same places when defending an area. Pay attention and you will learn them quick. There are only so many spots someone can sit in these rooms, and most people pick the best ones, or at least the ones they assume are the best. I'll show you on Hereford as an example since these spots are super common. Every map has common spots people sit, just make sure you pay attention and you'll start noticing the trends. Behind these green crates is a good example. Generally someone is always there holding the stairs I'm standing on. Another spot is right in the doorway in the ladder room. I've seen a lot of people trying to peek stairs from the projector room here. There's also likely to be someone in lockers, so I like to blow a hole in this wall sometimes to see if I can get them to peek me from there. Or they could peek from this corner. Pre-fires and common spot knowledge is a deadly combination. Make sure you put the knowledge with the technique and reap the benefits. Another spot would be over here in the ladder room behind the barrels. In the projector room there are a lot of times people sitting in the southeast corner holding trench, or they could be hiding behind the desk holding a common defuse spot. In the armory we have a spot underneath the drop hatch. There's some good cover in there so it can be hard to dig them out, or they could be sitting behind the bomb, or hard right in the corner here waiting for you to enter. The last place they could be in this room is behind the green crates, or behind these crates in this nook. So as you can see, there's plenty of spots, but not that many when you think about it. Well, that's it for this episode of Pro Tactics. The support you have all shown me has been so motivating and exciting. I just want you all to know I appreciate it. As always, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.